and welcome back to Just Marie and Dee. It is indeed Marie and Dee, and this month I'm taking part in VEDA, Vlog Every Day in April. And today we have another collaboration, which has been a great way to fill up the month of April, I have to say. This time with my other YouTube collaborators group, and today we are doing a tag called, the coffee book tag. So combining two of my greatest loves, coffee and books. This collaboration is hosted by several channels, and I've got my phone out to read them. Mummy and Me Homeschool Chronicles, Mabid, Domestic Passions, Just Reading, The Simple Rugged Path, The Paper Maid, Life as Mrs. Cooks. Cat's just jumped on the thing over there. I will put links to the playlist below, as per usual. And yeah, I'll crack on with this one because I imagine it's going to get a bit rambly if I'm not careful. So the first one is light and sweet. Name a book or series that the content is light and friendly for all readers. Now this one was a bit tricky because I didn't know whether all readers meant all age groups or whether it meant all readers in that it wouldn't offend anybody. I went with the least offensive option. I chose the Little House on the Prairie series. The second one is black, and I take my coffee black unless I'm having it with frothed up oat milk. Name a book that was rough but a great read. For this one I chose Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And the reason why sorry, my son is streaming in the next room. The reason why I chose this one is that it was rough, like it was a really rough read, but I'm glad that I read it because it made me really think about assisted suicide, quality of life and empathy, and it made me do a lot of self-examination and really ask myself what I believed about all of those things. Yes, it was rough, but I'm really glad that I read it. I'm even more glad that I then went on to read Me After You by Jojo Moyes also, because it had somewhat of a redeeming nature to the first book, which I quite like. Third question is Pumpkin Swirl, and this is a book that is a seasonal read. It comes out in a particular season of the year, and I chose A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Pretty self-explanatory, really. Question number 4, Decaf. Name a book that you expected more from. This is one that I read for my book group. I go to a Women's Institute book group once a month. Lots of my unexpected reads I do for book group. It has been great for discovering new genres, but also challenging myself to read genres that perhaps I wouldn't have read before. And it was The End of Your Life Book Club by Will Schwabe. It's a difficult one to suggest as being one that I expected more from, given that the whole book is about his mother's diagnosis and then journey towards death and the way that they passed their time together discussing books. And so I feel quite awful that I expected more from this book. I found some of her opinions quite confronting, but not in a great way. So she had quite strong opinions about women and working. She thought that having an education and then staying home to raise children was a waste of education. I found that, I didn't like that really, because I think that no education is ever wasted, and an education that then challenges your ideas, challenges your echo chambers, all of those actually help you on your parenting journey and to be a better parent, because it teaches you to think more critically about things. The whole educational experience teaches you to get out of your comfort zone, to meet different people, to live in environments that perhaps challenge you. And I think all of those things are more than just the piece of paper that you get at the end of an education. I expected more from the book. The End of Your Life Book Club. Espresso Shot. Name a book that was nail-biting from start to finish. Now again, this is another book club book. I wouldn't have picked this at all. For the life of me, would never have picked this book up on the shelf. Now I would definitely read more of this author's. I See You by Claire McIntosh, and it is a challenging read in that you could so see this book happening. It's quite a dark read, so if you don't like If you don't like sort of psychological crime thrillers, I wouldn't touch it. But if you do, then this is a really good read. I found it gripping. As I said, it's not a genre I would normally have read before book group. But yeah, totally loved the book. Number 6 is Iced, and it's name a book that needs more sizzle. Now, I don't quite know what they mean by the word sizzle. So I have written a book that needed more sizzle from my point of view, in that it let me down and I didn't like the ending, and I thought that the ending could have been better. Was a book called The Night Circus, which was another one I read for book group by Erin Morgenstern. Now, I don't know how she could have ended it any differently to the way that she did, given the genre that it is. But yeah, the ending left me almost sorry that I dedicated myself to the book. So, yeah, which is never a good feeling to have about a book. Number 7, Drip. Name a book that you are currently reading or a book that you have read in the past that took forever to finish. Now, I have one of these, and it's not because I don't like the book. I really like the book. I listen to loads of audiobooks, both on Audible and with BorrowBot, and I will finish at least one book a week. But I always have a paper book on the go as well. And my paper book that I have that lives in my car for when I need to just take a book somewhere is called The Girl in the Photograph by Kate Reardon. I'm enjoying it. I love it every time I pick it up, and I suspect that one day soon I will run a long bath and finish it. At the moment, it's my book. It's my paper book that I grab on the go. Number 8, Hot Cocoa. Your favourite read alouds with your kids. Okay. I chose Bartholomew's Passage, which is an Advent book. It is a story based around the birth of Christ, but it is following a young boy's adventure through all kinds of trials and tribulations till he ends up, well, I'm not going to tell you that because that would give away the story, but it is a series of books and we loved them. If you like Advent stories, I think it's a really good series. French Vanilla. Name your favourite foreign book or author. I read one that was translated, I think from Dutch, I think it was translated from, and it was The Secret Diary of Hendrik Groen, 83 and a quarter years old. And again, I read that as a book group book. I don't know that he's my favourite author in terms of foreign authors or foreign books, but it was a really lovely read and I was really glad that I read it. And so when I answered this question, it was the first one that came to my mind probably because it was such an unexpected read. I didn't think that I would enjoy it as much as I did. Houseblend. Name your top 3 book genres. Okay, now this has changed in the last couple of years because I would now put a psychological thriller as one of my favourite genres. Historical fiction has always been one of, since I was a kid, I loved historical fiction. And my third house blend would be self-help, spiritual, personal growth. Anything that fits under that category would be my third genre of book that I would seek out. 11, tea. Name your favourite poet or share your favourite poem. I don't know that I have a favourite poet as such. Poetry is not something that I generally read for pleasure. It is often something I enjoy when I hear it, but it is not something that I seek out. But at the moment, I have been reading a little bit more of Maya Angelou, which I think is because I have been reading a lot of Brené Brown and she refers to her a lot. And number 12, free refill. Which book can you read over and over again? I'm going to say anything by Brené Brown. And Brené Brown, for those of you who don't know, is a shame researcher. She has recently done some studies on belonging as well, and I have found her books and her research to be some of the most life-changing books that I have read over the course of my lifetime. That they have freed me from an awful lot of stuff, from an awful lot of battles. They have identified things that have been going on within my heart and my mind and my soul and my spirit. I have been able to overcome some things that I had been battling with for a very long time due to the kind of research that Brené Brown does. Anything by Brené Brown I will be reading for a lifetime as she does more and more research and delves more into who we are, why we do what we do, all from a spiritual place. So yeah, this is an open tag, so if you would like to join in, I will put the questions down below. I am going to tag Mel over at For the Lovers Sorted because I think that we have quite similar book tastes, but I'd also be interested to read where we aren't similar and learn some new stuff from you, Mel. Anyone can participate. Please let me know if you do. I would love to come and check out your reads. So I'll put the questions in the description below. I will also put the playlist in the description below, as well as the hosts' channels, so that you can go and check out those as well. Thank you to Ingrid for organising this once again. And thank you for the other participants in the collaboration, because without you it wouldn't be a collaboration. I have been Maria, you have been awesome, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.